Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, we are going to solve a test for Network Administration System CSC 4201. This video is created by Ziaulhaq and also Hayatullah Sultani. So in this video, we are going to show you how to find number of allowed hosts in the subnet, and how to calculate the broadcast address, and how to calculate the network address. For this, we have here three examples. The first example is 10.101.237.0/28. So if you want to find this one, if you want to find the number of allowable hosts, first of all you have to find the subnet mask. If you change this one to 28 into the binary, it shows this one. So 28 indicates that we need to borrow 4 more 1 to make it 28 here. So if you change this one into the decimal, it will be 255.255.255 and .240. 240. If you change this one to the decimal, it would be 240. So now if you want to find the number of allowed hosts, you just raise 2 to the power of the number of zeros. Number of zeros we have here 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be 2 power 4 equal to 16. So this one is the total of hosts in the IP address. So we have to subtract -2. It will be 14 number of allowable hosts in the network. So how to find the network address? The network address would be the first IP address. The first IP address is 10.101.237.0/28. This is the first. This is the network address. And how to find the broadcast address? The broadcast address is the last address. The last address in the network. The last address is we have 10.101.237. So we have 40. 14 is the allowable host. So broadcast would be 15/28. So this is the broadcast address for this particular IP address. The next example, we have 10.101.237.0/28. Now this one is, if you change this one subnet into binary, you will get this one. This 3 1 come here because we need to borrow 3 more 1 to make it 27. So just change this one to the decimal, would be 255.255.255. This one would be 224. So if you change this one into the decimal, would be 224. So if you want to find the number of allowed hosts, just raise 2 to the power of number of zeros. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 power 5 equal to 32. 32 is the total hosts in the network. So you have to minus it 2. It would be 30. 30 is number of allowable hosts. So the network address will be the first IP address. This one will 10.101.237.0/27. And the broadcast address is the last IP address. The last IP address in the network, it would be 10.101.237. Here we have 30, so the broadcast will be 31/27. So this is the broadcast address, the network address for this particular IP address. So we have another example. So the same example, but here we have /26. This /26 indicates we need to borrow 2 more 1 to make it 26. 1 here. So we need to change this one to the decimal to find the subnet mask. So it will be 255.255.255. So if you change this one to the binary, the decimal would be 192. So this is the subnet mask for this one, for this IP address. So the total number of allowed hosts, we have 2 raised to the power number of zeros. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 1. So 6 zeros equal to 64. 64 is the total number of hosts. So we have to minus it 2. So it will be 62 number of allowable allowable host. So to find the network address, just take the first IP address. We have 10.101.237.0/26. To find the broadcast address, take the last IP address. The last IP address is 10.101.237. So here we have 62, so the broadcast will be 63/26. So this is the broadcast address and this is the network address, and 62 is the number of allowable hosts, and this is the subnet mask for this particular IP address. Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So in this video we are going to show you how to configure the DHCP server. For this case we have to check first if the DHCP is installed or not. So we have to write rpm qc and DHCP. So this one is the DHCP is not installed. So we have to install first the DHCP server. Before that, we have to check also this one, the location of the DHCP server, cat etc dhcpd.conf. So this is the particular configuration file for the DHCP. So I haven't did this one, so I'm going to clean this one. So first of all, now we have to install the DHCP server, DHCP the server. So for that you have to install install DHCP. So this one will install the DHCP server. Okay. Yes. Takes a few minutes to complete the installation. So now the DHCP server installation has been done. So for this one, so now we have to start the DHCP server. We have to write system. Let me clear this one. System ctl start DHCP. So now this one will start the DHCP server. Okay, good. So after that we have to enable the DHCP server. So this will enable the DHCP server. So after that, so now we are going to check the DHCP server. We have to firewall cmd permanent service equal DHCPD. So this one shows success because I have created a DHCP configuration file before, so it shows the success. So now for this, after that we want to create a configuration file for a given particular IP address and also range and subnet mask. For this purpose we have to write the v. So v etc okay, dhcpd.conf. So this one is the file configuration file for this IP address that I have done before. So I'm going to just edit this one. So for this one I'm going to change the IP address to my given IP address and .237.128, and the subnet mask for this one would be 255 and 255. So just change this one to 192. So this one I'm going to change also the router. So this one 101 and .237 my own IP address .190. So I'm going to change also the subnet mask, just this one 192. And also for this one, just for the option domain search, this is an example.com. So for the option domain server, I'm going to change this one to my own IP address also. So my own IP address is then 10.101.237 101.237 and .189 for that. This one is for the domain name server, the IP address for domain, and also we need to change the range for this one. So the range for my IP address would be is 237 and dot 237. Okay, and dot 140, and this one 10.101.237 and dot 180. This is the range for my own IP address. You can provide your own range IP address. So after this, so we have the host name with this one, and we have the option host name of this one as any example.com. You can write anything. So for the hardware internet for IPv6, so I'm going to change this one to my own IPv6. So my own IPv6 is 00. This one is in hexadecimal, and 10.5a, and I have C7, okay, and I have 4b, and I have 89. So for this one, I'm going to change the fixed address. That with this file configuration file will always receive that one, but I have 10.101.237 and .130. This one is fixed, so it will receive always this IP address. So now it's done. Skip column and W. Sorry. So now W, save it, thank you. So now that the file configuration has been done, so I'm going to check if it's successful or not. Just like the firewall CMD and just reload. So firewall CMD. Okay, sorry, I forgot to put the hyphen here. Some error happened, errors and recognize argument. This speed is wrong. So yeah. Now it shows the successful. So the file configuration for the DHCP server has been successfully created, and that's all for the DHCP server. So thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum. Now I'm going to solve part 3. So in the part 3, I'm going to show you how to install LAMP on your machine using command lines. First of all, what stands for the LAMP? LAMP stands for the Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. For this purpose, we have to check first of all the host name. Host name -f. So this is the local host. We have the local host, the name of our host. So Now how to install the num? So we have to yum install httpd. So this one will install httpd first of all. So it takes a few seconds to install. Yes. So takes some time for the installation. It's about to complete. Takes some time for the installation. Okay, now it is completed, so I'm going to enable this one. So this, let me clear this one first. So now I have successfully installed HTTPD, so I'm going to enable this one first. CTL, so enable HTTPD dot service. So I'm going to enable the HTTP service. So now it says enable. So after enable, I am going to restore HTTP service. So system.ctl restore the HTTP service. So it's going to restore the HTTP service. Okay, now it's done. So after installing the HTTP service, you have to install also MariaDB service. You have to yum install MariaDB dot service. So you have to not dot service, sorry. Okay, you have to install Maria service also. Sorry. Oh, sorry, nothing to do because I have installed the Maria Labs before, so I'm not going to install this one again. So it is installed in my system. So I'm going to enable this one, system ctl enable. Oh, sorry, no, actually that's wrong. It is not server, this one is server. Sorry. So I'm going to install Madrigal server. It is not a server, it is server actually. Yes. It is server. Yeah, it takes some time to install. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to install the MariaDB server. MariaDB server. So after installing, you have to enable Maria service and also restore the Maria service. So it takes some time to install. Okay, total earnings. Okay, transaction takes 60. It's going to update. It's about to complete. it takes a long time to install. So now it's completed. The MariaDB server has been installed. So I'm going to enable this service for the Maria. You have to write system ctl enable system ctl enable MariaDB dot service. So it will enable the MariaDB server service also, and after that you have to also start this one. After enabling, you have to start Maria server service also. So now it's going to be start. Successfully installed. So after this you have to install the PHP. You have to install yum install PHP pair. So now we have installed two. We have to install the HTTPD. And we have installed the MariaDB. Now we are going to install PHP pair. So it takes some time. Installing. Takes a long time. So now PHP has been successfully installed. So the next step is, so I'm going to make a directory for the PHP. Make the directory. So Ziaulhaq and also PHP. Ziaulhaq PHP. So I'm going to create a directory PHP. So this directory has been successfully created. So if you want to change the mode, so we have to change the owner. So this one we have to write Apache. Change the owner Apache Ziaulhaq PHP. So it will change the owner for the PHP part. So after that you have to reload the page HTTPD. Reload HTTPD. So it will reload the HTTP server. So now everything has been done. So the next thing is, so we want to find the configuration file for the Apache, and after that we want to change the listening address from which is a default IP address and to our own IP address. For this purpose, so you have to write that one cat tc httpd conf slash httpd dot conf grip listening. So this one is the default IP address. So this is the default IP address. So I'm going to change this IP address to my own IP address. So and this in the listening minutes 80. So to do this, you have to write the nano etc httpd and then conf httpd and .conf. So now we are going to find the edit listener. So we're going to look for this one where we can find it. Yeah, the listening is here. So now this is a default IP address. So this one I am going to change it to my own IP address. So my own IP address is 101.18.101 and .237 and .140. So after that, so you just save it. So just exit. So now it has been successfully changed. So now I'm going to check if it changed or not. So look, so this one has been successfully changed from the default IP address to our own IP address. So that's all for the lamp installation lamp, and also changing the configuration file in the Apache, and changing also the default IP address to another IP address. Thank you. So in part 3, so I'm going to show how to disable the firewall. To disable the firewall, you have to type from systemctl disable firewall d. So it will disable the firewall. Okay, yes. So if you want to run if you want to stop the firewall, you just write systemctl stop firewall d. So it will stop the firewall from the running. Yes. If you want to see the status of the firewall, you write systemctl status firewall d. So it will show you that this one is the status for the firewall, which is running, and also everything active, this, enable, present, everything will show the status of the firewall. So the next, so if you want to install the IP table service package, you just write yum install IP tables services. So yeah, it will install IP table services. Oh, nothing to do. Why? Yum install IP table service. Yum install IP. Yum install IP table. IP table service. Yes. Oh, this one is already exists, so I'm not going to install it again. Sorry. So this one is already exists because I already installed the package for the IP tables. Yeah, nothing to do. So if you want to start the IP tables for this IP table 6, we have to write systemctl start IP 6 tables. It will store the IP6 tables. If you want to store the IP table, just remove the 6 IP tables. Yes, it will store the IP tables also. If you want to enable this one, systemctl enable IP tables. Yeah, it will enable the IP table for all. Yes. Now all the IP tables have been successfully enabled. So now I'm going to show you how to allow SSH connection to the server from anywhere and to anywhere. To do this one, you have to write the IP tables -a input. This one. Okay, minus input and then minus I -0 minus P protocol C. In the protocol I'm going to write TCP and the port for that SSH is 22 minus J. Now I'm going to accept. Yes, this will append input ITCP. Yes. So now this one will allow SSH connection to server from anywhere. If you want to allow the www connection server from anywhere, you just change the port from this one. So we have the IP tables minus inputs 80 and the protocol TCP and the port for the WWS 80. Yes. Now we successfully allow the connection. To check the status, IP tables minus look. So we have done here both. This one accepts from anywhere, from the source, and destination also anywhere. And this one is the status. We have the TCP package for the SSH, and also we accept the TCP for the from source anywhere and destination anywhere for the HTTP, which is www. So now it's very clear. Now the next thing is we want to block everything from coming to the source. To do this one, we have to write IP tables minus P input and drop. It will block everything which is coming to the source. Yes. So now if we want to block everything which is going from source to the destination, so you just change input to out. Yes. So now we will block everything from which is going from the source to the destination. Yes. Clear. So if you want to check the connection which is allowed or not, you will have minus NL minus T NAT. Yes. Now it shows the policy chain for the you have the permission to from the which is coming any package to the source or going from source to the destination. You have to write this one. So that's all for the part 3. Thank you.
السلام عليكم. Okay, I will proceed with part 4 and part 5 of our assignment. So in part 4 we need to create we have to mount an hard disk on the folder called data. So first we will check our do we have any hard disk or not. So we have this one, we will do the partition of this one, STB. Okay, next in for new, P for primary, 1. Okay, I'll do quickly this one. Okay. Next 8E, and finally write. Okay, now we have a partition. We will make a quickly file system for that. Make file system.txt4, and then dev/sdp1, the one we just created. Next, now we have to mount that one. So first we'll make a directory called for example data, we call it. Now we'll mount that hard disk to data. Mount /dev/sdp1 down to data. So now let's check df -l. Now our STB is mounted. This one is mounted on data. Okay. Now assume something wrong happened to the hard disk. So what we have to do? So the first thing we have to do is to unmount it. So unmount our hard disk dev/sdp1. Now it's unmounted. Next we have to check what happened wrong. So for checking that we use the command fsck and the name of the hard disk dev/sdp1. Yeah, sdp1, and enter. Here it will not show that much because actually nothing is wrong with our hard disk. We just assumed that something wrong happened. If something happened wrong, then we can use the command, another command to correct it. For example, we will use fsck -a, and the name of our hard disk dev/sdp1. So this will correct any mistake or something else. Next, to mount this hard disk again at the boot time. So you can use two commands, two-way. The first one is we can use this one, mount -a. So this will mount all the unmounted disk during the boot time. And we can also use to individually mount that one using the command pi/etc/fstab. This is the table we are editing. So now here we have to put the name of our hard disk. We need to put the runtime. Insert /dev/sdp1. Next, it's a directory. Its directory is data, type is ext4 defaults 0 and 0. Now skip column, right, quite. I think that's all for the part 4. So we can also use this one with mount -a, so this will mount all of them. Data does not exist. Oh yeah, you should write mount -a/tv/sd-v1. Let's see df minus now we don't have our SDV1 here because it's unmounted, and it will be mounted during the boot time. So if we restart, maybe